In the cover page of chapter 872, Luffy is riding a hover tiger in a Germa outfit. In chapter 394, cover page, Luffy is also riding a tiger like a mount. In chapter 585, one of the first monsters that Luffy, Ace, and Sabo beat working together is a tiger. And right now, we're in the year of the tiger. The Eye of the Tiger! During last year's Jump Festa, Oda admitted that Wano Country was going on longer than he had expected. But that doesn't mean that he intended for Wano Country to end in 2021.
That is crazy.
As crazy as it sounds, considering how long this arc has been, the longest arc in the series by far so far. What if Oda was purposefully pacing out this arc to make sure that we got to 2022, the year of the tiger, to finally reveal Luffy's Gear 4 variant, or here's Gear 5, the very thing that he talked about in SBS number 98. The Eye of the Tiger unleashed in 2022 purposefully. Tiger Man. And actually, going even further beyond Tiger Man. What if Oda, in a crazy way, in one fell swoop, hinted at the most important endgame moments for Wano Country in one fell swoop? And even going further than that, and beyond, what if he even gave us a date for an upcoming chapter where a lot of these big things, or some of the biggest things, are gonna go down? Look, this is madness. This is madness. This is madness. This is insanity.
Insanity.
I know it's just dumb. However, because I had such a good time doing it live on stream, I figured, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna do a video for it. Why not? So in case you don't know, during my One Piece chapter 1036 live reaction stream I did on Twitch, we stumbled across a rabbit hole in real time, in actual real time. I mean, because yeah, tigers and dragons, they have that thing going on. And we kept on digging down. Listen, if I'm going too crazy, all right, if I'm going off the walls, madness, like I need to be put in a straitjacket, then let YouTube know by disliking the video. Easy clap.
Psych!
Wait, you can't dislike the video anymore. You can't do it. So I'll take a like, I'll take a subscription, and I'll also take you clicking on that bell to join the notification squad. Now, let me dive headfirst into the madness.
Let's do this.
Given the current flow of the chapters, I don't think that Luffy currently can beat Kaido 1v1. Even though Luffy has made so many gains over 2021 and is in a whole new level of power at this point in time, I still think that we need a new Gear 4 variant and or a Gear 5 necessary to beat Mr. Land, Sea, and Air. Because usually you bet on Kaido when it's 1v1. And then in came the color page, the color cover page for One Piece chapter 1036. And this is when the rabbit hole was discovered and we started digging pretty deep. Luffy is reaching out for a building ledge, swinging around. The Straw Hats are chilling on a frozen lake with a town partly submerged underneath the lake. So of course, by no means, not the craziest color cover page for One Piece. We've seen Oda do even wilder things, easily. But there was a tiger on the lake with them. I saw that tiger. And of course, obviously it's for the celebration of the year of the tiger that we are right now. Furthermore, the color design for his clothes are similar to a tiger's designs. I think it's very obvious. There were a lot of times, like I said before, in covers, in specials, sometimes in the manga itself, where Oda draws Luffy and a tiger in various relationships. So whether it's a pet tiger, whether the tiger is a mount, the tiger and Luffy are snacking, or the tiger is gonna snack on Luffy, right? There's always, a lot of times, Oda does depict Luffy and a tiger in some sort of relationship. Whether it's healthy or not, it is what it is. This can all be just a simple case of course, confirmation bias. And at the end of the damn day, this could be Oda not putting too much thought into this, which is very fair. But we go even deeper, because this is the first color cover page of 2022. And there appears to be, I'd argue, a little more depth than first perceived of, okay, well, Luffy has the same color as the tiger for the other tiger. No. Let's go deeper. On Luffy's jacket, we have a text that reads, every drop in the ocean but it cuts off. Now, I assume it says counts. So every drop in the ocean counts. And I found that very interesting, especially in conjunction with the other words on the other Straw Hat's clothes. So Zoro's sleeve has the text, made ripples. Brook's jacket has the text, high tide. Jinbei's jacket has the text that says, deep blue. So in conjunction with Luffy's jacket text, all of these texts refer to water / the ocean in some way, and I thought it was ironic because they were actually standing on a frozen lake with most of the town underneath the water surface. As if the water levels rose too high, like Brook's high tide. Or the town sunk or dropped to those levels, hence Luffy's drop in the ocean. At this point, I was reminded of a Wano Country theory. A very pivotal theory about how Wano would sink and return to normal sea levels, thereby opening up the borders of Wano, which has been one of the core driving forces of this arc, undeniably, despite how little the characters themselves actually say that. But that's the truth. So once again, these texts on some of the Straw Hat's clothes, deep blue, high tide, made ripples, and every drop in the ocean counts, had me thinking about what's gonna go down Wano Country when it comes to opening the borders, particularly if Wano Country could actually sink. Now, this may sound crazy, but we have to understand here, the when, the who, the how, all of these important questions that we have for Wano Country potentially sinking, there are still so many mysteries that we have to discover about Wano Country. And Kaido absolutely knows a lot, if not all of these mysteries about Wano Country. Recall what Kaido said in chapter 1024, when he clashed with Yamato and responded to her question of, why do you steal Wano's freedom? And he responded, because life isn't a series of simple questions with simple answers. Complexity is important here. Or in chapter 1020, when Kaido told Yamato the abilities Okuchi no Makami, a mythical wolf, who is the guardian spirit of Wano. And he wanted Yamato to protect Wano Country for him. The fruit was not intended for her, not in the slightest. Also, in chapter 1016, when Yamato states, I'm going out to sea with Luffy, but only after I've driven you out of Wano, Kaido. And then Kaido responds, don't think I'm leaving for anywhere else, Yamato. I'm here because it's Wano. That's right. I'm here because it's Wano. So Wano has major secrets that for the most part will get revealed this year in 2022. Especially if we can get a Kaido flashback, find out what's on the poneglyphs I've already seen, get the rubbing and figure out what's going on with the road poneglyph of Wano Country, which we haven't seen yet at all, mind you, and the likelihood that we have to visit one particular location that we haven't been to yet in Wano Country that's been hiding in plain sight. And that's the slim Mount Fuji. It might be very similar to Zou, where in Zou we had the whale tree, where we got to the whale tree where the rope poneglyph was towards the very end of the Zou arc. So we haven't gone to Slim Fuji just yet, and I'm willing to bet that there's something very important in or around or on Slim Fuji, and potentially that could tie to the poneglyph and even beyond, even more important things for Wano Country itself, near or around or on Slim Fuji. That's actually a beastly ass name. If there's a Japanese lad that's confident in their mic skills, confident in their spit game, and you want a name, you want a rap name? Slim Fuji. Whoa, whoa, that commands respect. You're welcome, I got you. So, the imagery of the town under the frozen lake could have a lot of implications for the story ahead. And Wano Country sinking could also be a crazy and meaningful way for the country to truly have open borders. But we can go even deeper. You thought it was done. No, what? No, saddle up. Where you going, dude? Oh no, that's just the tip of the iceberg, man. Because now we have to dive into the frozen lake itself. And all of a sudden, a whole new paradigm opens up for this cover color. Oh, yes, it does, without a doubt. On your PC or on your phone, whatever you're using, go back to this particular chapter, 1036, for the color cover we're talking about right now. And I want you to zoom hella hard. I mean, I need you to be at 350% zoom right under Luffy. But now don't worry, Jafar's got you, okay? If you're too lazy, if you're a bum, like my ass, then fine, he's got you. Right under Luffy, right under Monkey D. Luffy, who's flying around, grabbing onto a rail, doing fun stuff, smiling, having a good time, we see underwater, on the side of the building, text and numbers. Uh-oh. The word under Luffy is the word soleil. And the French guys are gonna go ballistic right now because the word under Luffy, soleil, is the French word for sun. Whoa! Parlez-vous français? Ah, yes, mademoiselle, oui, parlez-vous français. The word, actually no, I don't, so don't even try. In the comments, all English, don't even start. Don't even start. I only speak one language, American. That's it. We're done.
Damn right.
The word soleil means sun. And underneath soleil, we have some numbers. 6, 9, 6, 7. But the first 6 is actually a pretty iffy call. It really is. It could be a letter in script, something of that kind. But we can clearly make out 3 numbers. 9, 6, 7. 967. That is very clear as crystal. Like how Oda drew this lake, clear as crystal. So, let's go to that chapter. In chapter 967, what happens? Hey, Oda's nuts! Oda's nuts! In chapter 967, this is the chapter where Goldie Roger found the One Piece treasure, laughed, and called this final island Laugh Tale. What? This is the same chapter, and that chapter number is right under Luffy, under Soleil, which means sun in French. God damn, Oda. God damn, Oda. Ew. That's a big play. Game-winning play. Kawhi Leonard buzzer beater play right there. God, delicious.
That lovely.
In the same chapter, though, Roger talked about Joy Boy and how he wished he was around during Joy Boy's era. This, I think, is also very important because in the latest chapter, chapter 1036, the chapter for the color cover itself, the first color cover of the year 2022, Kaido and King talk about Joy Boy. And King thinks that Kaido is Joy Boy. And it was revealed recently by Sandman on Twitter that Kaido's name, the kanji for his name, actually mean Joy Boy or Strong Kid. That will require a video of its own in the near future for sure. But that's hella wild. Kaido's name in the kanji actually mean Joy Boy or Strong Kid. Who's also a pretty damn strong kid? Monkey D. Luffy. So then how does this tie to Soleil? Well, of course. It should be pretty obvious. Sun God Nika. That's right. The legend of Sun God Nika and the slaves who prayed to him in the distant past. According to Who's Who, they thought that he would come and bring smiles to their faces and save them from their suffering. This legendary figure, Sun God Nika, is what many people believe to be Joy Boy. He was the light. He was the fire in the darkness that they were praying to. The dawn. Oh, the dawn. And mind you too, the same person Who's Who also talks about the Gomu Gomu no Mi, and I think it's heavily insinuated that the Gomu Gomu no Mi is very important. I did a video last year on the best Gomu Gomu no Mi theory, and Jinbei's robes in the color cover They do, I think, resemble the Gomu Gomu no Mi swirls, as well as the tone, the color of the orb itself, that pinkish purple. So the Gomu Gomu no Mi is still important. I'm not gonna say that Sun God Nika had that ability. I'm not gonna go that far. But the comparison between Sun God Nika to Joy Boy to Luffy is, I think, clear here. I think it's very, very clear. In this case, we can look at Luffy, who is directly above Soleil as the next Sun God / Joy Boy, especially when we see the flame design on his sleeves. Oh, even his position in the panel, him swinging above everyone else, flying around and smiling, is symbolically reminiscent of the image we get of Sun God Nika. It gives you those vibes. There have been a lot of theories of people going back to Skypiea and doing a lot of comparisons of the Skypiean stuff to the Sun God Nika stuff and Luffy, which I think is a very, very good call, absolutely. But for this video, what's even more important than that is the fire design on Luffy's sleeves. Sun God Nika was the fire in the darkness that these slaves prayed to. Luffy is the fire in the darkness that is the current situation, the current plight in Wano country. The fire design, I think, is an easy one-to-one to Soleil, hence Sun God Nika. But remember, there's also another time that Luffy himself was referred to as being a deity in this arc. So big brain. So it Hyogoro the Flower. In chapter 990, Hyogoro referred to Luffy when he transformed into Bowman against the Number Giants as a guardian deity. However, if you're like me and you read, for the most part, the official Viz translation, it actually does not give you the full context of what Hyogoro said. If you watch the anime, they actually translate that same line into God of Fire. Not a guardian deity, God of Fire. That's, A deity is one thing. A fire deity in relation to Sun God Nika, potentially to Joy Boy, is a whole different thing. That's a whole different level, all right? And specifically, the word that Hyogoro uses in the anime is Myoo. So that's M-Y-O-O with hyphens over each O. Myoo, which actually means Wisdom King. Oh. Ow. Okay. Which actually means Wisdom King. So according to Wikipedia, are also referred to as bright or radiant kings. It is amazing that back in high school, you were taught to actually not use Wikipedia.
Yeah, that's true.
Once again, Wikipedia states that Wisdom Kings are also referred to as bright or radiant kings. Lastly, once again, Wikipedia. In Chinese and Japanese esoteric Buddhism, there are 5 great wisdom kings. Each one has an image as if they were on fire. Nika pops up in my head once again. Now, the 5 wisdom kings could refer to a lot, so that may also require its own video in the future. However, when you think about the design of Sun God Nika and look at his hair, it looks as if his hair is slightly on fire-ish. It actually reminds me of Hyogoro's hair, especially in his prime years, where his hair is kind of like a flaming-ish sort of wispy hair. Many of the creatures in Wano Country have that kind of fire-ish design, like the Komochio. But this also applies to Luffy when he goes into gear for Bowman. His hair does have that kind of similar wavy, flaming-ish feature, but also so does his armament haki around his body. So when we look at all these things I just went over, And then we look at Luffy again in the color cover page. The fire design on top of the tiger color theme for his jacket could all be a symbolic cue on Oda's part to tell us, the readers, that we're going to have another new version, another Wisdom King, if you would, of Gear 4. And finally, big ups to the Twitch chat, because when I was doing this live on stream, someone noted that when you look at the barrels on the side of the tiger, they're like twin barrels. They kind of remind you of when Luffy sucks in his fist into his own forearm when he's initiating a Gear 4 attack. Yes, it does. Yes, it actually does. So these are very intriguing lines of thought when it comes to the Tiger Man, when it comes to Wano Country sinking, when it comes to Sun God, Nika, and Joy Boy. So what does it all mean, essentially? In a general sense, this is what I'm thinking. Based on the imagery alone, Luffy is the second coming of Joy Boy / Sun God Nika. He will show a new form, Gear 4, Gear 5, this year that will be a Tiger Man or some sort of cat-based state and defeat Kaido this year. Kaido will make a claim about Joy Boy once Luffy defeats Kaido, and there is a possibility, as a result of the fight or discovering new secrets about Wano Country, that Wano Country actually sinks down toward normal sea levels, thereby opening up the borders of Wano Country truly. All in 2022. This general gist is what I'm getting from this one color cover. Is it madness? Yes, it is madness. It is insanity. But honest to God, I love it. And I'm willing to roll with it. And I'll roll very well. But wait, we're not done yet.
Amazing.
One last thing. The numbers. I'm pretty sure you see them too, right? Yeah, you know what I mean. The numbers in the colored cover page. Notice in the cover page, there are a few members in the Straw Hats that have numbers on them. Zoro has 2, Usopp has 4, Jinbei has 10. Now, obviously, this is the order in the Straw Hats, where Zoro is number 2 in the Straw Hats, Usopp is 4, and Jinbei is 10. But why aren't the other Straw Hats having their numbers?
Why?
Why? Why is it specifically Jinbei, Usopp, and Zoro? That seems a bit odd. Yes, it does. If you read the color cover page like you would a regular manga chapter, and you draw a line on each number to make sure that you know where you are, position-wise, you get 10, 4, 2, or 1042. 6 chapters from now. Hey, yo. That's dumb. It's dumb. It's dumb, but I love it. Understand this. It's dumb, but I love it. I do, okay? So take this whole video with a big grain of salt. But it was a fun ride to roll through all these things, all the madness, and how these things might-ish, kind of, sort of, maybe play out in One Piece for 2022. It's all in the imagery. And Oda is known for doing wild stuff like this. And I'm not going to ignore the first color cover of 2022. You're still here. Congratulations. Welcome to the Black Club secret section for the video. That's right. You've done a good job. You get a cookie. I'll mail it to you in about, I don't know, a few days if you're lucky. Our main star for tonight's Black Club is Frankie. You see this dude Frankie in the color cover page? Low-key sus. That's right. Frankie is low-key sus. Sussy boy. That's right. Because on his chest, he has the letter F. Now that may seem harmless, but think. Think, Mark! If your name is Mark, think especially hard. F is the 6th letter of the alphabet. That's right. That's right. Now your mind is starting to sprint. If we remove Zoro, and put Frankie instead of Zoro, we get chapter 1046 rather than chapter 1042. Zoro could actually be a dummy, and it was actually Frankie, this sus-ass dude. It could be Frankie that was actually the key all along. Furthermore, if we remove Usopp, for example, we have chapter 1026, and in that chapter cover, what we have is Nami tailoring clothes for lions. The lion logo, mane, looks like a sunflower or sun. Very similar to the Sunny Goes Front, because the Sunny Goes Front is also designed to be a lion by Frankie when he designed it, but instead it wound up getting botched and became the Sunny Go. Also, Luffy does have an attack called the Leo Bazooka. The new form could be a lion man rather than a tiger man. Plus, in that same chapter, 1026, Luffy and Momonosuke team up for a bit against Kaido. And Luffy and Kaido split the sky when they have their Conqueror's Haki clash. In the colored cover, Luffy is reaching out specifically towards a pink ledge, and he's wearing a pink backpack. We have not seen Momonosuke at this point in time use the Ame no Hibakiri yet, and some folks theorize that he will use that sword against Kaido. So Momonosuke, the pink dragon, and Luffy, the tiger, team up to defeat the evil Azure Dragon. Whoa. That's heavy. I don't know about Frankie. Of course, Frankie's a mad lad. He can't be bargained with. He can't be reasoned with. He's doing wild stuff. But Frankie's got me thinking even more about what could be the case for 2022 One Piece. Finally, remember that Frankie also created a legend for himself before the time skip. A legend of a flaming tiger running around Vegapunk's home island. And this year, fire and tigers are in season.